I was just reading a article about, so there was a fatality, and it described the, this was in my community, a man just walked out in front of a train and got obliterated, and so 3-4 weeks ago, it was about 4 weeks ago now, I was laying there in bed thinking about walking off into the woods on a cold day and just laying down and freezing to death. When I got to the hospital, I met a guy who was going to walk into the water and just sink down. And then we had this guy actually step out in front of a train. And when I heard the other guy tell me his story, I said, we've been responding to a dog whistle. That something's been going on and that we've heard something, something's been in something in the environment. They've been making a lot of changes in what's available, what's possible, what people are allowed to do to others around here. And, you know, these things will go in sets. There'll be a set of people that were being supported by some activity that's no longer possible. And that was their thread. That was the thread that snapped. Some of those people are gonna, you know, I went and got help on my own. This other guy, his support system called the hospital for him. And this other guy didn't have a support system. But I hadn't felt like that in like 35 years. I hadn't felt like that since I lived in a really bad situation with no real support. And, you know, people were curious about why I didn't return to that community after I came here to college and it wasn't that successful. And it's because I was going to commit suicide if I didn't leave that town. That's how I felt. And if I returned, I was going to commit suicide. I returned a couple extra times. People say I don't know what it means to work. I do. I know what it means to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. to go prepare a fast food restaurant at 7 a.m. to open at like 10. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to work 3 to 11s in order to, I think I'm about to get harassed by a squirt. Yeah. So, anyway, so then I have these kids that are just like really threatening to me, and I'm just going to keep rolling because I think they're coming over. They just spotted me, and I think they're going to come over and threaten me. And, they got another hobby or something. But these kids have threatened me, accused me of talking to them sexually, called me a crazy person, and then wondered why whenever I see them, I tell them to go away. Yeah, they just heard that and drove off. Rode off. So, where were we? So anyway, yeah, so I can't sit somewhere peacefully without, maintenance just came in, and yeah, he's getting the lawnmower ready for 24/7 mowing, or it's not, it's okay, it's 7 days a week mowing. It's not 24/7, but 7 days a week out on the lawnmower. Those kids were probably called to come down here because I've just been sitting here for like 30 minutes, just going through the news and looking for things to watch for the rest of the day. And, you know, it's just, I had all these videos on my phone. So when I got to the hospital and they were talking about what I was really like and what I was doing, and yeah, it's the Mo Man coming out here to do some more mowing. And I want to scream at him. I just had the impulse to just scream at this man who's just walking around. It's a Sunday. We don't need the lawnmower on a Sunday. He says, but it's my job. I need the job. He needs to work 6. This guy is over 70 years old. So what's his story that he's not on Social Security? I guarantee you that story includes unpaid child support or an unpaid judgment, a conviction that would prevent him, that would exclude him from working here and not filling out W-2s. And, just having to try to be the better person all the time. We have family annihilation suicides here in this town fairly frequently. We have just a lot of stuff that you don't see in the news, because if they don't do it out in public, you don't hear about it. But the suicide rate in Indiana is the highest in the nation. And so it's kind of one of those things that I've been struggling with my whole life here. And that's one of the things, though, being unexaggerated really helps with. Because you're exaggerating when you try to kill yourself, too.